Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Minecraft Resident. I don't usually speak, I'm quite shy, but I wanted to do a video so I can talk over some of my ideas. I know a lot of people's got some questions, and I feel it's best that I can get my points across a lot easier in a video. So I'm going to give you a quick tour around and chat while I do it to let you know what's going on. Before I start, I want to say a big thanks to everyone who's posted really great comments and has messaged me, and he's also played the map. I've really enjoyed all the feedback, and I'm glad that a lot of people's enjoyed it. I've been a fan of Resident Evil since I was 2 years old, maybe even earlier. Okay, so the first new thing, I've got an umbrella logo in the spawn area. This is where you'll spawn in. In the chest you find will be the game token, which you can unlock any of the games that are currently available, which are Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and Outbreak 1. Resident Evil 1 Remake is almost done. This is the first game lobby, which has got 0 and 1, the Arklay Mountains games, 2 and 3, the Raccoon City games, and Outbreak 1 and 2, the Outbreak games. And over in this section, which is currently locked at the minute, I'm going to have a range of other games, such as the original Resident Evil 1, some fun multiplayer game modes. I do want to do the 4th Survivor, and things like that. Just fun little additions while I've got the map. And this little area, I've had quite a few questions about this. This is just where I observe when players join. And I've also got all my stuff here, like all the different items from the games in case I need to get replacements. Got teleport buttons in case I need to get places really quickly. These are just some of the items. They're not going to look right because I've currently got the Resident Evil 2 texture pack on. Just some updates. These are the game files. I haven't got any Resident Evil 0 or 1 ones yet, but these are the actual files that you find in the game. I have to type them all up into a book and place them around the map, which takes quite a bit of time, not gonna lie, but it's a nice little addition that I do like adding if someone wants to get fully into it. Down here, this is going to be the collectible card arena, which isn't added yet, but it's going to be soon. Every game is going to have a bunch of collectible cards that you can find around. I should actually have the Resident Evil 2 ones loaded. Yep. Resident Evil 2 so far is the only game that's got cards. The blue ones are characters, the red ones are creatures, and the gold ones are rarities. There's only one rare one in this pack, which is the Rebecca in her baseball outfit. Let's grab a few to show you. This is the Ivy or Plant 43. And they will all go on these little sections. I need an invisible item frame first though. Let me grab one. Oops. And when you collect the cards, you can just place them in their place. Like that. Which I think looks pretty cool, especially when you got the whole collection. And all the cards will carry over into each game, so you can look at all the cards, whichever order you play them in. These are the individual teleport stations. You'll be able to access the arena from any of the games. Each game's going to have 3 locations where you can get here and back, so it's also like a fast travel way. But none of this has been added in yet. Currently Resident Evil 2 has its own card section for the time being until I've got all of them, which should be just over here. Well, out the way. This is where the player teleports at the end of Resident Evil 2. once you've got all your cards, and you can place them up if you found them all. If you're into that kind of thing. I'm quite a big collector, so any chance I can have fun collecting things, I'll add it in. Okay, so let's head into the city. There's still quite a few things that I need to add yet. Some of the buildings still need roofs. Some still need backs and sides. But I've built it like a stage at the minute, so like when you're inside the bounds of the game, it will look and feel like a proper city. Let's change it to midnight. I think the city looks better at night. As you've probably seen if you've seen any of my other videos.
Welcome. Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
We've got the merchant. Something no one's actually picked up on yet is I've put one of these like little blue crystals just behind him, which are like the ones you sell to him in Resident Evil 4. So that's just like a little Easter egg I thought would be fun to add. The NPCs really are quite a good addition. I've got a bunch of them, so I can decide which one looks like what. And I just bring them in by pressing / summon NPC and my current coordinates. And then I can choose which skin I want. Let's go for Wesker. You can write his name. I don't know if any of you know how to do this, or you do, but I'm just writing it for people who don't. The problem with these though is I can't summon them in with names or things written in a speech bubble. So the way that I do it is all the NPCs have to be custom put into the map. They come and go by either...
Come back anytime.
I will. Breaking a block in the ceiling so that they drop down where they're meant to be, or breaking a block in the floor so they disappear. So that's how they come and go throughout the map. So once Marvin's all done with, I've got a command which will break this block and then fill it. So when you come back, he's gone. That's the only way that I can do NPCs that I've found, at least. I don't think there's any NPCs around that I could show you coming in. I can't think. There are quite a few, but I can't think where they are. But yeah, wherever an NPC is, if he's not there when you go there, he's literally one block above your head. And just waiting for the command for that block to be broken and replaced so you can fall down. Because thankfully they all work with gravity. And if you wonder how I change the police station, depending on which game you're playing, Resident Evil 2 or 3, if I break this block, this is the Resident Evil 3 police station. I basically cloned the front outside, and the main hall and all the left police station from Resident Evil 2 underground, and then I went over them to make them as they are in Resident Evil 3. So this is all the Resident Evil 3 police station, and what happens is when you activate a certain command in Resident Evil 3, all of this police station will be copied over the existing police station when you select to play Resident Evil 3. So it is the same police station, in the same place, but it changes around you based on commands. I can actually show how it works. By default it's always on Resident Evil 2, but to change it to Resident Evil 3, you first have to enter the game token in the Resident Evil 3 thing.
Resident Evil 2.
And there, look, 2,824 blocks cloned. So that has just cloned all of the Resident Evil 3 police station interior over the Resident Evil 2 one. So if we go and have a look, we're now in Resident Evil 3. And all of the Resident Evil 2 areas still exist inside the police station. Because I do like making sure that all the areas you go to are the same areas. I'm not like cheating by replicating them. every time you go to the police station, it is always the same police station. It's just going to change. And in here I've got a little fun Easter egg. A painting of the dining room from Resident Evil 1. And also the exterior of the police station. And as you can see, the exterior is still Resident Evil 2 at the minute. That changes based on another command, which is in the warehouse. Excuse me, Dario. So yeah, this unlocks. Of course, this texture isn't going to look like the key. Oops. Because I've still got the Resident Evil 2 textures on. And yes, I use another walk for the warehouse key. No, you're not here, Mr. X. Wrong game. And as you can see, 229 blocks cloned. That then puts the exterior here. So as you're working your way towards the police station in Resident Evil 3, you activate commands, which changes it into the correct version by the time you reach it. I did try and do it all in one go at the beginning, but it was too much commands to do at once. So I just did it gradually, which works just fine. Speaking of the area changing around you, that's how the clock tower works. Let's take you to that real quick. I really love this street. I think this is one of my favourite streets that I've done. Because when you look from the clock tower, look, just like a really big view of the city. I'm really pleased with that one. So this is the clock tower pre-destroyed, but just like the police station, underneath we've got the destroyed version. Again, this gets cloned over the normal version once you place in the gear at the top of the clock tower. And this is the destroyed interior section, again, which gets cloned. And this bit of helicopter gets put into the top, like it's crashed into the clock face. And the one rule that I have with this map, which I always stick to, is everything is interconnected. Every game can be accessed from any other area of the game while staying in game bounds. So this door is the only thing that stops Resident Evil 3 players from getting to the outbreak sections. Because of course Resident Evil Outbreak 1 and Resident Evil 3 both visit the same hospital. So I've got that trick again, which it changes depending which game you're playing. And these are all the outbreak areas. That's the Apple Inn. Down here we've got the street where Jay's bar is. And there's the university. And the big lake. That lake, I actually did, oh my goodness, before I had clone commands. All of that is manually done. I broke all the deepness, filled all the water, and it killed me. That was hell. But yeah, thank goodness for the commands now. I can fast do it. Over here, another Resident Evil 3 connection goes to Outbreak 2. So we've got the Stagler gas station here. If I remove this barrier and you come down this street, it will take you right up to the zoo from Outbreak 2, which is down there. This is the Elephant Cafe. And this is the zoo, which I'm still working on. Still got quite a bit to do to that yet. I've mostly been doing Resident Evil 1 Remake currently. But you can also see the zoo from Resident Evil 3's press office window. That's something that I like to keep adding into the games, is if you look closely, you'll be able to see other games from inside these games. So there's the zoo. And there's the walkway that comes from the back of the cafe to the front street that goes to the zoo. So if you're like me and you like things being connected and that sort of thing, you'll probably like this. I love connecting everything up. That is the sole reason I got into making this, so I could connect everything together. And this is actually how I build stuff. This was the blueprints for the zoo, so what I do is I blueprint the entire game like this. I got to envision it in my head and see how I'll build it. And then once I've blueprinted it all, I will copy these blueprints to where the building's actually going to go, and then I will build it up properly. Then I will do the redstone section for like lock doors and puzzles. Then I will add mobs. I'll do custom keys, items, custom mobs as well, music tracks, all that kind of stuff. And it takes quite a while. But I've also got to be in the right headspace for it, because sometimes I'm in the mood for building. Sometimes I'm just in the mood for like creating skin textures or item textures. Sometimes I just want to do redstone. So yeah, it just depends what I feel like doing really. I very rarely do it in that order. And this is the Resident Evil 2 labs. I had to build them above ground level because I couldn't get it to fit under the ground because the lab's got so many levels. But thanks to the recent update, which has put 64 blocks deeper into the ground, I should be able to fit them in. So I do eventually want to do that, but it's going to be a lot of work, so that's on hold at the minute. Because I'd literally have to move the entire lab to a different area, deeper underground, and redo all the commands. So yeah, that's something that's going to be on hold, but I will be doing that. I've got all different sections here of the tram, because these all get copied in and pasted and used depending on what you activate, and it all comes together to make it look like this tram actually comes up and then brings you down. And as we've got the Resident Evil 2 textures enabled, I can show you it. This is actually one of my favourite things that I've done in the game. I was super pleased with this, and it took forever. So we need to get my platform up key. And because we're on peaceful, Mr. X is not going to be here, so haha. Okay, so what happens is when I enter this key, it turns off the music, it plays a new sound, and there's a lot of cloning. So we're waiting for the tram to come up. And when we go out, here it is, like it's been brought up. That section over there actually goes to Resident Evil 0 areas. Let's put it on easy so we can get some mobs to spawn. Then when you come in here, you pull this lever to go down. We've got a cheeky teleport. And down we go. Oh no, card. I forgot I added that. And now the tram stops, so we got the battle with William. There he is. That's one of the skins I made for him. That's one of the custom mobs that I made. That took quite a while to make, but I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. I think it's not too bad. And as I'm in creative, I don't have to fight him. Obviously the player would have to fight him, get the key, put it in here, and then we're took to the lab. You can see there's a bunch of commands. And here we are. And this is actually the same place that we was looking at just now. Again, there's no cheating. This is where we stood just now. And where the platform come up. So I'm super pleased with how that turned out. Because I've pretty much built all of the last half of Resident Evil 0. I've not built the training facility yet. But I've built all the lab sections and they all join on to Resident Evil 2. This is where Rebecca comes in. And this elevator will take you to the treatment plant, which I've pretty much built. I just need a few background details, like the rocky walls and stuff like that. So yeah, this took quite a lot of work. Thankfully this is when I had commands to do fill. There's the Resident Evil 2 labs just behind it. Oops, I did an Ada. Now which way connects to the platform area? This is it. So, just back here, if I break this, this is where we just were. Where the Resident Evil 2 tram come down. More connectivity. You know I love it. Something else I can show you which is pretty new. I don't want to give all this away too much, so I'll show you this last bit. Then move on to a different area. We take the fuse. You can see that this is locked because there's no power and all this tunnel's dark. We come into the ice room and we put it into the fuse box. And we got that classic sound. And the fuse is complete. Now we take that back to the main center area. And this will restore power. It unlocks a load of doors and makes that lever usable. Like that. So in here now the lights will be on, as you can see. And I can now open this shutter. And there's the Plant 43. Which is another of the custom mobs that I made. I'm pretty proud of that one. That was actually the first one that I made. Turned out a lot better than I thought I was able to do. Okay, so let's have a quick look at Resident Evil 1 Remake, which is the current game I'm finishing up. Done quite a lot with this one. This connects to the Resident Evil 0 ending. So of course this is where you come, you fight the Queen Leech here. Go up the lift. And you have the final battle with the Leech Queen. And the game ends with you running down here. But you're actually going to come to this lift and go up to the helipad. All of this is going to be surrounded by mountains. I've not added all of that yet. And then when you go up here, this is going to go right through the mountain. Just make it night time. And this is where you'll be running when you finish Resident Evil 0. And this is where it will end. So you got a nice view of the mansion. So I think that's quite like a cool little ending to lead into Resident Evil 1 if you play Resident Evil 0 first. Because it ends with the view of the mansion. And all of this mountain I did manually, which was again hell. But now I'm going to clone all of that and put it next to that bit of mountain and change up a few details to make it look different, and I'll save myself a whole bunch of work. The forest still needs a lot of work. All of these trees are going to be cloned around as far as the eye can see, and the whole mansion is going to be surrounded by the distant mountain as well, in like a ring. Even with the clone command, it's taking quite a while. I don't want to show too much of this yet because it's still very new. I'll give you a quick glimpse. You can see all this back area is mostly done. The labs are all done as well. This is the heliport ending area. The residence. Got Lisa Trevor's little shack. But yeah, I really like how all this feels. It does feel like you're in the middle of a forest. Especially when I've got trees going as far as I can see and all the mountains around. It's going to look so cool. I'm super excited to see the final result of that. And there's the Spencer Mansion. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed. Thanks everyone for the comments and views and subscribing. I'm glad that everyone's enjoyed this map, and I'm always happy for people to come and play it. I don't have any intentions to put a link out yet. I don't know if I will or not, depends. But I will put my Xbox Gamertag and my Discord link in the description. And you can message me if you want to play it. I'm always happy for people to have a go, especially if you're a die-hard and old school Resident Evil fan. It can be played on the Bedrock version, so that's Xbox One, PlayStation 4, I think, Windows 10, and Switch. And I don't have any plans to put this on Java yet, because it's really difficult to do a transfer. So yeah, thanks again everyone, I hope you all enjoy, and I'm going to leave you with a first look of the Resident Evil 1 adventure game. Thanks again everyone for enjoying the videos, and I hope this isn't Chris's card.